Welcome to today's British Scratch Rum review. Rum's made from scratch right here in Britain, in the UK, Great Britain, whatever you want to call it. Today, Lazydog from up in Leicester, no strangers to a lot of my community. I'm talking specifically about the gold today. This is new to me. This is batch 2. It's only the second batch they've ever done. So it's new to me. That's what I'm going to be talking about. I've got a little bit of the silver that they called it there, but as you can see, this is the eagle-eyed ones. Amongst you will kind of work out when I'm the order I'm kind of filming this, because the video for that will have already dropped long before the video of this drops, but it's just how I'm filming and shirts and all that sort of stuff. So Lazydog, Matt and Lauren have have been on. We've done a live taste along with them. We've got some, just in case you can't see, we've got spiced rum, which is really, really good. We've got the honey rum. We've got the slow rum, slow and Stratford hedgerow. Oh, so good. So, hey, what do we call it? The hedge slow. Oh, that's such a good mixer. And then we've got the silver and we've got the gold. Now, for silver, for those of you, let's just dispel a myth here very, very quickly. Silver rum is obviously white, unaged rum. It's just marketing, of course it is. It is unaged rum. That's what silver stands for. If you ever see silver, it's no different to white. It's no different to unaged. It's just a different brand calls it different things. So that's what the silver rum is. And the gold is the same thing. The gold, as you kind of see, is gold in colour. It's just an aged rum. It's taking on the colour from the barrel. So, as I've said, kind of the inherent theme for all these videos, these Monday videos on this channel, you know, all these are scratch, distilled from scratch in the UK. I'm not talking about rum here that's been imported from anywhere in the Caribbean or, you know, or E&A share or anything like that and blended together. I'm talking about these guys have bought in molasses, or in some cases, we've getting to the point where sugarcane juice in various different shapes and guises is making its way to the UK. But this is molasses based, Caribbean, you know, whichever sort of molasses it's come from, but Caribbean imported. And as I keep pointing out, let's be brutally honest now, keep drumming it into you, you know, people are going, oh, UK can't make rum, or British can't make rum, you know. As I keep saying, there are certain big brands in the Caribbean that still import their own, in fact, most of them do, import molasses and all that, because they do not grow sugarcane where they make their rum. So it's no different from then importing sugarcane. So it's a level playing field in that respect. So there are certain people, not just in my community, but in all around, the people are looking down on British rum. It can't be as good as the rest of the world. Well, let's be honest, we've been making rum 2 or 3 years, the rest of the world hundreds of years. And as I've said in previous videos, and I'm going to keep iterating this point, if people like Richard Seal, if Joy Spence, if, you know, all the people all around the guy, DDL, Guy, wherever, you know, if they were making this quality of rum after 2 years, I'd be amazed, absolutely amazed. All right, they've had decades to perfect their thing. So please, for those of you, keep an open, broad mind. I'm not saying this is the finished article. I'm here for the journey. I cannot wait to see where these guys are in 5 years, in 10 years. That's what I'm all about. So let's crack on with the rum. So obviously the gold is just the silver that's been aged. I've got a little bit of the technical stuff, shall we call it? It is, where shall we go? So it's obviously it's molasses based. What else shall we go? It's been aged for a year. So this is batch 2. It's been aged for a year, 12 months in small ex-bourbon casks. That's what this is. You can kind of see, hopefully you kind of see it on there. I forgot to put the lights on in these videos. I've got lights down there. We'll have to get them on in the next round of videos. I was going to put them on for this, and I thought, well, no, I've already done a couple. So you can sort of see it's like a real pale straw colour and all that. It's like, you know, you can tell no colour has been added to that. It's just purely the colour that's taken on for the barrel. But the white rum. Now, this is really interesting to me because without giving too much away in my community, and let's just talk about my thoughts. So let's just, I really liked the silver. And I thought it was one of the best silver, best unaged rums in the UK, and it is really, really good. I really, really like it. And for some reason in my head, I didn't think Old Mother Hunt was as good. I'm filming this in the same tasting session, and I've got plenty of soda water. I've just had a mince pie as well, and sort of reset the palate a little bit. I can't split them. I generally can't. I don't think one's better than the other. I still, from this, I still get that sort of ferment industrial kind of smell on the nose. And there, the taste is it's kind of unique. It's very creamy. That's the difference, I would say. So the Lazydog, I was going to say Silver Dog. The Lazy, that's a name for it, isn't it? Silver Dog. The Lazydog does give me a creamier mouthfeel, a more balanced mouthfeel. I think that's the thing. But actual physical attributes, it's delicious. There's an aftertaste to it. What's that? It's the first time I've actually revisited this in a couple of months. What is that? It's like I forget what it is now. It's like a little hint of maybe anise. I'm not overly convinced on that, but there's something there. But I get this like vanilla creaminess. Now, for me, this is, okay, there's something I will go. This for me is probably more suited to the rum and coke than Old Mother Hunt on that as a white rum and coke. Again, for me, still not what I would call a daiquiri rum for me personally. And I have to emphasize this. I love column stills. I love that lighter, cleaner, crisper rum for a daiquiri. That's my personal preference. And I know that's just chalk and cheese to a lot of you, because I know a lot of you do love your pot stills and all that in daiquiris. I get it. And that's why rum is so beautiful, because there's a rum for everyone. But for me, this is not my typical sort of daiquiri rum. But I would quite happily use that. I tell you what, comparison-wise, that for me is more down the Plantation 3 stars route. And that's a hell of a comparison, because that is a fantastic rum. That is a really good white rum. Now, let's go for the gold. So this has been breathing. I haven't tasted it yet. I've just had this probably about 20 minutes or so. It's just been breathing out the bottle. I've just opened the bottle, not tasting. Let's just have a bit of soda water. Right. So price-wise, I didn't get you on. So ABV, 40% ABV. So this would be the sort of the lines of Kit's Cask 2, Old Mother Hunt's Gold Rum. This is not what I would call the aged rum. You know, I'm assuming Lazydog will get to the point where they've got like a 2-year-old coming out or whatever they've got. But this is a pure gold. So this is not like for like over the previous couple of videos, and certainly not like for like over, and I'm filming it next to Matuga next. And this is 35. The only thing I will say, it's a little bit on the expensive side. £35 for a 50 cl compared to Old Mother Hunt's 38 for a, and that was the barrel aged, for a 70. All right, Kit's is a 70 as well, but that was 60 quid there. So right, so what have we got? So very pale straw coloured, very kind of light yellow. Oh, not too much darker than Havana 3-year-old, if you like. Obviously a little bit darker, but not too much darker. Right, on the nostrils, I do kind of get that. It's a little bit of that solvent-y kind of vibe going on. But there's a little bit of honey, a little bit of sweetness coming off the back there. I don't get the vanilla-y tones that I get off the white. It's the same sort of solventy. I like what the word Becky used, industrial, but there's the same sort of that sort of vibe to it. Bit of vanilla there. Why is that? I'm struggling to pick that. Excuse me. That's the soda water. See what I mean? I cannot handle the gas. That's soda water that's just got me. Really struggling on that. It's sort of a light caramel, a very light. You can see by the colour there's not much coming off that. It just smells like rum. Light rum. Right, let's go in for a taste. that's rather nice. How bizarre. As that went down, my head went straight to, that's quite light, that's sort of a daiquiri kind of vibe. That's a completely different finish to what the white is. The white have almost got this creaminess to the finish. The gold, hang on. The gold I really don't. The gold is really light, crisp. Right, let's try and pick out some flavours. Chalk and cheese to Kits, to Old Mother Hunt's. Really, really light vanilla. It's a nod to honey. That for me is a really good mixing rum. Perhaps not a rum that I would sip neat. I want a bit more character, a bit more, oh, what's that? A bit more, bearing in mind this is my first taste. It was of Old Mother Hunt's, to be fair. This is, I like it for its lightness. I'm instantly thinking, right, I'm instantly thinking, this is my rum and ginger ale kind of rum. I think it might even be too light for the Stratford soda, the spiced. I think a ginger beer might kind of destroy that. Definitely the kind of the tropical and the citrus, definitely the citrus in there. It's weird how my head instantly kind of went daiquiri rum. So bizarre. I might do it on a live show. I'm not going to get involved in cocktails and all this on these neat tastings. I really do think that's so bizarre. That's really thrown me, because I think that is more suited to a daiquiri than what this is. That is just, it's taking this rum and it's just rounded it off, but taking, and I'm pretty sure there's no dosage to this as well. I'm pretty sure there isn't. But it's just taking that white rum and it's just everything. I was going to say everything I don't like about the white rum. I do really, really like it. But everything that I kind of want personally from white rum, it's actually in that. And that's really, really fun. As nuts as that sounds. This is definitely a go-to mixer, highball. I don't think it's even got the depth of character to make it into cocktails and to kind of affect a cocktail like that, but definitely a mixer rum. I can even see tonic with this, but I'm instantly thinking rum and ginger ale. I love my ginger ale because it's lighter than sort of ginger beer. Rum and ginger ale, those two, the Stratford soda, the Stratford citrus and the Stratford tropical, hands down. That is going to be just amazing with those two. Those lighter styles of mixer. Could I drink that neat? Yeah, I could quite happily drink that neat. I just, with my neat sort of drinking experience, I just want something a little bit more diverse, a little bit more character to it. But I'm completely thrown by that. Completely thrown. For me, the white rum is actually more of the sipper, and the aged is more of the mixer. As nuts as that is going to sound, I get it. I totally get it. As I'm getting used to it, I am getting slightly more sweeter vibes, like the honey. It's definitely vanilla, definitely a nod to caramel. I wouldn't say full-on caramel, nowhere near, but it's a nod to caramel. That's really interesting. What I expect from a gold aged, right? How long has this been aged for? It's 12 months, isn't it? I'm sure it's 12 months. Yeah. What I expect from a 12 is just kind of a little bit more body. And there's, as crazy as this sounds, there's less body than that, but it makes it more mixable. Makes it more. I really want to try that in a daiquiri. That's just really, really thrown me. I've never known of that. I've never experienced that. I've never thought of a 3 or a 5-year-old rum. Exclude like Dorley, I'm assuming that's on camera, but excluding like the Dorleys because that is white for me. But I've never taken like well, again, you know, you're talking 3-year-old. You know, let's be honest here for a second, actually. While we're thinking, let's, you know, Havana 3-year-old as a daiquiri mojito rum. It's a 3-year-old rum that's been filtered and all. This is really, really thrown me. It's not what I was expecting at all, but it's actually really delicious. I can't give you any different tasting notes on it. I think rum and coke, yes. Rum and ginger, ale, yes. The 2 Stratfords, I'm just looking around what else I've got here. Rum and tonic. I think that is more of a rum and tonic than what that is. Fantastic. Fantastic. I can't wait. I generally can't wait now, and this is why I get so excited. I generally can't wait now for to experience this at 2, 3-year-old. I want to experience the journey. Wow. Wow. I don't think there's anything I can... We're just talking about a dog in here. Laziness. Suggested serve, passion fruit daiquiri. Suggested serve for the silver, pina colada. Well, you know, we go. I can't argue with a passion fruit daiquiri. A daiquiri, instantly, my first sip was, that's a daiquiri rum. And with the sort of honeyed, vanillaed vibe to it, a passion fruit daiquiri, proper one, not like a thick and gloopy one. I'm talking like a subtle bit of either like a passion fruit sugar syrup, like Monin, I can't reach it, like Monin passion fruit syrup, or I think maybe even like Funkin might be too, or Monin's passion fruit puree might be too heavy. I want a light. Me personally, passion fruit daiquiri, be the rum, would be a straight swap for your sugar syrup to passion fruit sugar, Monin's passion fruit sugar. Look, I'm just going to go, I can reach that. Just pretend that says passion fruit on that one. And lime juice. That's all I want, because the flavours on that's going to be really, really interesting. Really interesting. Look, Matt and Lauren, you know I love you. I can't wait to taste that. You'll have already seen my opinions of what I think of that on the other channel. The slow is there. It's almost, I don't know. The spiced is great as well. It's almost like revisiting this white. I felt that I've given the white a bad negative press, and I don't mean to. It's great. It's not my favourite British white rum. There are others that I prefer to that. But if that's what you're doing after a year, wow. That's... You notice how Havana do Havana Especial and Havana 3-year-old, and actually the 3-year-old is more go-to than a Havana Special, even though the Especial's got like a bit of young. It's got younger rum in it, but it's got older rum in it. It's kind of a light blend. Bizarrely in my head, that's how I'm going to sum this up. It's a daiquiri rum, or a simple, a lighter highball rum. If you've got a bottle, let me know what you think. Cheers.